Hello my beautiful and lovely gamers, my name is Jonal and we're finally back with the coaching series, as I like to call it, Coach Jonal. And essentially what I'm trying to do here, I'm trying to rework how coaching works. What I have been doing, which is essentially mimicking most of Overwatch YouTubers, both the ones with like a couple of hundred subscribers all the way to some of the bigger ones, with 10,000 subscribers and more than that, is what they do. They just watch a video. It doesn't even seem like they have pre-watched it. It seems like they're watching it and then they're just kind of commenting on stuff that doesn't always help people, and sometimes they're even correcting themselves because it doesn't seem like they are speaking. It doesn't feel like some of them are prepared. It doesn't always feel like it feels like they're just hating on stuff that's no need. Like, oh yeah, you should have landed more headshot. You should have managed to shoot that guy or something like that. Or you should have bubbled there. You should not have shot the grab into the enemy deflect. And like that's very obvious stuff, and it doesn't always seem like it's helping. Sometimes it seems like it's confusing. I don't of course always agree with everything they say, but that's fine. But in general, guys, that's what I'm trying to do here. I've been trying to rework the system, so I would love to get feedback for you guys. Of course, if you want to submit your own gameplay, go on our Discord server, link down in the description. Upload a video to YouTube. It needs to be a competitive game, 720p and above. Look good. Okay, good audio, no like heavy breathing into microphone or static noise or background music like heavy techno or something like that. Remember, I have to upload this to YouTube, and if the stuff is unbearable to either listen to or look at, I'm not going to upload it to my YouTube channel. So hopefully I'll see some content from you guys that I can coach. And with no further ado, this is Edge Crusher, I believe, from our Discord server, who has been active for quite some time. He has been Genji here on Attack Numbani. I will only cover the attack side because, new series. I want to get, really try to work it out. Now, the team comp is Genji, Ana, Hanzo, Widow, Junk, Zarya. Pretty shit, not that good team comp. Probably going to run either top straight in. I've already rewatched the entire thing, so I know what's going to happen. So let's just take a look at what he can improve in this game. And I think he does a lot of stuff that most Genjis and even all the way up to Masters are doing wrong a lot of the time. So let's just begin.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commence. Capture objective A.
I want to point out here in the very beginning, I know this is like really early stuff, you would rather want, when you come down here, you want to start double jumping or take, the bus that you walked past a little bit earlier here, this green bus here on the right, take that and go on high ground, one of the two. But you always need to a certain extent, try to double jump when you're coming around down here this hill, because if you don't, there's a big chance you'll get scattered or killed. So just to make you harder to hit, you just want to do it. That's just like, so you don't get spawn camped and have to stagger. Because a lot of time in lower ranked, if you get staggered early, the stagger can last for minutes, right? You take damage here, and this is really bad. You're going for the pack, but you're continuing onto this flank. You're not really a flanker with Genji. You should stay with your team, especially when they have what they have on high ground. You saw a Pharah, you saw Orisa shots coming into you, saw a Hanzo, which is definitely a high ground because you saw the arrow fly past you. Luckily that didn't scatter kill you. And in general, you want to stay with your team and help them and maybe secure high ground. What you're going here, of course, you're going for this flank right here. Now you can do this wall climb if you just want to. You just need to climb on the sides instead of, going straight on. Look how far back your team is compared to you. Now you're going in here for the kill and you will get this Orisa. Really nice headshots that you got there. The Moira will do some damage and you will back off, which is great. You're not taking fights that you can't win. But here you're wasting some time, right? They even got the rest of Orisa. You're wasting time going all the way back. And as I said, you can climb up by just climbing on this wall to your right here, or even the wall to your left, and get onto the high ground if you want to. Much better for you. You won't get as easily, zoned and killed. But you're going in again with a flank. Again, it was much better if you can go. But for some reason, you have insane aim right here now. It's absolutely amazing. Like those headshots, the right clicks are on point right now. And you almost build your entire blade in this very first engagement. A little bit of wasting the Pharah, but you knew that because, you missed it. And this is pretty good. Those aim was really good, and it seems like also that is what you're going for this rest of the video. You're trying to rely on you going like super ham and getting these insane headshot damage combos and just wiping people in the backline, which isn't really consistent at all. So we'll see here. Right now you push up. what you normally do when you win this is, yes, you do push up to the bus, to the high ground a lot of time to apply pressure. What you're going to do now is, of course, very stupid. You solo Blade an Orisa, a Moira, and a Mercy. And there's also a Pharah, I believe, but you don't see her, so, you know, that's okay. You didn't know she was there. But the worst part is who you're gonna kill. If you just dropped right now, you could kill at least one or two of those support if the Pharah doesn't kill you first. That's very easy. But the problem is that you will dash right there, which does that you will lose your dash. When they have Moira, who can fade away from your dash range, and when they have Mercy, who can just fly to that Moira again, or fly to anyone up into there if the Pharah is there or whatever, and you can't kill the Orisa really. With Fortify on, you know, you're gonna waste your entire blade, you know, swinging at that cow. So you're wasting your entire blade here. Instead, you could just poke, apply pressure, you know, zone, break shields, make people low, maybe make Moira use all her abilities, right? Stuff like that. Just apply pressure or just stay with your team and wait till they engage. This is really bad. Really, really bad. So you're gonna die right here now. And that is just because you wasted that dash. And you're gonna tell your team, you know, that's my bad. And you overextend. And that's great that at least, you know, you take your own fault into, you know, into where you go. I'm just giving forward here. There's nothing really happening. Here again, you come with a great thing. And this is the problem with you. You spam dash the entire game. That's what you do. You spam dash all the time. But most Genji does. A lot of Genjis believe that dash is a damage ability. And I don't blame them. I also thought that very early on. Here they call that there's a McCree here. And that's great. You respond to it, right? You also see it through the walls. But you respond to it, which is... I was shocked that a gold Genji respond to a call out. But when you come around here and you see his HP bar, which you saw when you ran around the corner, there's no need for you to dash it, right? He's already dead to your team members. You could just be like, oh, he's dead. When you pick the corner, he's dead. You know, your Ana Zarya is going to kill him with ease. Okay, I'll just go back to attacking the enemy team. Instead, you dash. You don't get the kill, so you waste your dashes of cooldown. Doesn't really cost you that much because you managed to draw out this engagement here and get your dash back, but just pointing it out, stop using dash so much. And I'm gonna say that a lot through this, right? So here you come up, use the deflector close to distance, you get nanoed. She also says sorry for it, and you make a joke about it, which is great. You're like keeping everything positive, and I like that. Again, landing some insane left clicks right there. And then you back off, which is great. And this is actually really good. Like, it seems like you have some of the fundamentals down. Your aim seems to be pretty decent. And also, it seems like you understand to just back off, especially from a Moira. You come up here, and you normally, you know, jumping around here on the puck card is good. But what you do here is, again, it's stupid. Again, you dash something that can just escape you. There's no need to dash this Moira, unless you didn't have Fade, which you definitely had, because you didn't see her not use it. If you saw her use it, and then you knew it was on cooldown, that she doesn't have Fade. If you're not sure that she doesn't have Fade, then she does have Fade. Like, that's the mentality. If you don't know if they have the ability, just assume they have the ability. And that's a little bit of a problem here, you know. In theory, the enemy team could advance now, and you would be isolated and die, but the enemy team is nice, and they just let you cap for some reason. What do you expect in these lower ranks? I'm pointing it out in higher ranks, they won't tolerate that kind of, you know, mistake. Right? And you're jumping around here, you're just doing what you do. You're poking, you're building that blade, which is great. And here you guys start wasting a lot of ults. And here you will do a very similar mistake. Again, you dash something with no real reason. Why did you dash the Zarya? She has 400 HP. That 50 damage is not going to do a lot. Especially when your team is pushing a card and, you know, there's not a lot of people that can instantly focus her. Wasting the dash is huge. Because you don't have it for anyone else you might want to kill secure, like later on, right? So again, wasting that. The McCree get rezzed here, and you instantly pop deflect. Because you're probably scared of him flashing you, which I get. But you also have to remember, he just got rezzed. Instead of that, maybe double jump and then press deflect. Kind of try to give him time to react. Because when you pop deflect so early that he can't even actually use his flashbang, he's not going to use his flashbang into deflect unless he's very, very, very bad, right? So he'll use high noon here, and you'll go out. At least you jump over it, which is fine. And now, you know, your team is losing this team fight, and you kind of backing off, which is great, right? This is great that, you know, oh, they removed the mech, the Mercy is over there, and you'll pick this fight with this baby diva, and you're gonna get this kill. which is great, but that's also only because your Zarya is actually dealing with it. This team fight was, in theory, lost after that res. So what you wanted to do now is actually to fall back. You're not going to do that. What you're going to do is you're going to blade behind here. You go for that Moira kill, which is great. This time you didn't burn the dash, which is... I was very shocked that you didn't. But now you come up. Now you see the Mercy here, and you're going to, of course, go for the Mercy. You're going to go a little bit wrong for her. There's a Zarya and McCree up here. In theory, you don't know it. In theory, you could have memorized, you know, you saw the Zarya and the McCree get up there, and you haven't seen them in the kill feed. So they're probably up there. You don't know if they have the bubble. But again, if you're not sure if they have it, if you haven't seen them use it, they have it by mentality, right? So you're kind of gambling here, and you'll dash the Mercy, and she will get bubbled. Now, what you should do, what you will do is you're gonna focus on the Mercy. That's okay, in fear, right? You can swing and you can maybe ruin the bubble if you had team support. What you should do is rather kill the McCree, kill the Zarya, actually help your team instead of going for a solo frag, which you won't really get. You might be able to land, you know, a third, 2 cuts on the bubble and then the third cut on the Mercy and then maybe kill secure her. But by the time that, you know, the bubble is down, she will have Valk, she can fly away. Go for something that's safe. Help your team. Kill the high charge Zarya and the sleeping McCree. Deal a lot of damage and help your team instead of just trying to focus this Mercy, which you will. And it won't go well for you, right? The team isn't even here. And then you die, right? You could, in theory, maybe have tried to deflect and back off, but at least you don't stagger too long here. On the same time, as you see here, you could have tried to combo with a Nano, which is on 66. You could try to combo with the grab instead of just solo ulting in the backline and going for flanks. You go a lot for flanks, which is kind of a problem here. Now, let me see. I just have to read my notes here again. What was the reason of this dash? Absolutely nothing. You see up here, you know, okay, you go in here, you see the baby diva. You kind of don't see, I don't know if to call the other video, you kind of don't see the Mercy healing there. So it's fine in theory, but this dash, you know it's too far. So you're not doing anything by dashing her. And again, you are still concerning yourself with the baby diva on the flank, which is not a threat. So you might get mech, but she's still really not that big of a threat. Instead of actually helping, again, your team in the main group, which is still dealing with the Zarya and the McCree and all that shit. You waste a dash here, and when you see the Mercy, killing a Mercy and a baby diva is quite hard. You bob at the flag when she's reloading. All this is just chaos. You know that you shouldn't have dashed there, but just so you know, stop wasting your dash. But what I'm getting frustrated here is that you're tunnel visioning on that. You're tunnel visioning on the fact that they're also there instead of actually helping your team in the main group. Actually helping your team? No. Rather deal with the enemy support line, right? And the entire enemy team is here. As good as the entire enemy team is standing right here. The Moira just died, but the entire enemy team is right here, and you burn dash into your backline to try to kill a Mercy, and the dash is not the finishing blow. You were close enough to actually manage to just walk up to her and left and right click her, right? You didn't need to burn a dash here, as you can see, right? See, there's the Mercy. See how close she is, right? It's a couple. You can just throw another volley of left click, and then you're almost in, and then you're in right click range. And there's a high touch Zarya and a baby diva who's probably almost got a mech, and you are still burning the dash, right? Again, going for solo kills more than actually going to prioritize and helping your team, which gets you killed, right? So again, you're wasting those abilities that you shouldn't be wasting. You're going for flanks that you shouldn't be going on. Help your team. Apply pressure to the main group. Look for frags in there. You have a high charge Zarya, you have snipers that can do insane burst damage. 125 from a hand sniper, 100 from a with a body shot, right? That in itself can do a lot for you as a kill secure. Again, dashing something for no reason, and you also dashed through it instead of on top of it, right? Again, really weird strats, and it's the same strats that you do over and over again. You just dash random stuff, try to solo frag it, which isn't very effective as Genji. Even though your aim is actually really good for someone in your rank, this is one of the big reasons. You need to be more patient, and yes, you can get those solo frags as you get on the Pharah there, right? But then again, see, your team is not here. Your team is dead. Your team is regrouping. And what do? You burn a dash on the Mercy. You could either A, play around the point, build a blade, or back the fuck off. Don't try to tunnel vision, because right now you are staggering yourself, right? The team cannot win this fight. They have faster respawns, right? And somehow you survive. But even when you survive like now, and you see there's only a Hanzo there's a D.Va on high ground, you know, the enemy team, your team is coming, they almost have grab. Instead of going to a team, you do another flank. Again, you go for another flank because you want to kill this Mercy. You're tunnel visioning so much on killing the Mercy. You're just poking and poking and poking and poking. That's the D.Va. Now you have Blade. You burned a weird dash to kind of pass through them. You pick up another health packet, and your team is dead because there was no help. And you again go back because you don't want to die. Just reset here. Just die, reset, right? I'm very happy that you won't go for a Blade, but you're just poking, right? And then you dash, and then you try to go away, and then you're gonna get caught off by the D.Va and die, right? If you would not waste so much time on flanking and running alone, and instead of that helping your team, trying to combo with nano, trying to combo with grab, right? Help your team, kill secure for your team instead of going for solo frags, you would be so much more efficient as a Genji and probably rank up way more. Because besides that, you know, you need to jump more, right? And you staggered. You staggered a lot in that, you know, you ran around and then picked health back and then went back in and around and back in, and then you died in the end when you tried to get out. If you'd just been not staggered, you could have supported that graviton that she fired at with a Blade, right? You could actually have supported that, right? But that's not going to happen because of this, right? And that's a huge problem. Now your team dies, and you, luckily, right, you back up here, you know, there's a nuke, you can't really do much about nuke. And you're at least waiting, you're taking high ground by stairs instead of by climbing, you know. Okay.
I need Mercy. I need more healing capabilities.
Now, this is, you know, potentially bad, right? Your team is dead, they're all regrouping, you have your Blade, and you're going down here. In theory, it's bad. Because, you know, what are you achieving by shooting shurikens at them, right? You won't get a kill against 6 of the enemy team, you alone. You will never get a kill. You won't do that, and you're not building Blade, so it's essentially just feeding support ultimates. Now, I know that you're gonna just throw a couple of shurikens and then back off, and you didn't even hit anything. So that's great. Now you come up here, right? But just so you know, that's a potential bad flank because you didn't gain anything from it. It seems like you're just so impatient that you just want to do something all the time, right? And now comes, you know, actually a really good Blade. You chase the D.Va off high ground, really nice. You support your team, you support your Zarya. Now, you do a drop Blade. Very good, you don't waste that first dash. Right? You get the first kill on Mercy, and I'll even go in on YouTube's feature right here, and I'll actually slow this down for everyone, so we can see, right? You get this Mei, cool. You dash, you get the Moira, cool. You swing, something random, you dash randomly to something, you swing again, right? And then you unsheath your Blade. The origins of that Blade, amazing. A stacked enemy team, you drop your Blade, you know, the enemy team is confused, they don't have any CCs or stuns to deal with you, and you cut and you instantly get the Moira, and after that you get the Mei, or oh well, I think it was the opposite, you get the Mei and then you get the Moira, really good, and then you just lose it. Then you'll get panic and you just randomly start dashing. And the dash is so bad that it actually handicaps your Blade. You were already clustered inside of the enemy team. You could just have demeched the D.Va. You could have been a threat for the Mercy who tried to res. But no, you were so focused on you having to use dash to do something, so you put yourself in a bad position instead of in a good one. That in itself is of course one of your big mistakes by just burning a random dash. If you had held that dash, right, then you could have used it, for example, now to dash the Mercy. You could have made sure that the Mercy never got a res of the Mei. A potential Blade like this is anywhere between 3 to 5 kills. Everyone was died, you could have killed a high charge Zarya, you could have demeched D.Va, or you could have killed the Mercy, the Moira, and the Mei, and maybe even the Zarya, or at least help your team burst so much damage into the tank that your team could kill secure the tanks for you. But because you burned dash and lost panic of your Blade, you got 1 kill actually, because it rests the Mei, right? So something as good as this Blade, you're messing up because you're stressing too much that you need to use dash as DPS instead of using it as a positioning tool, right? So you come up here, and now you do something that again is very weird. High charge Zarya versus Genji is a win. 9 out of 10 times. Right? And even if you're good enough to want to frag the Zarya, she's getting pocketed by a Mercy. you're tunnel visioning on this Mercy. Instead of helping your team, you're tunnel visioning on the Mercy, right? The team needs help with the Mei and the Pharah, right? But no, you have to get this Mercy, so you're just jumping around, and she's slow, and you kind of choke here, and you miss all your shurikens. And that is a big problem, right? And then you die here, and that's a waste of the push. This push should have been a win. That push should have brought this payload to the last little stretch of what was left, but again, you are flanking, tunnel visioning on the kills, and just burning your dash immediately. Those 3 mistakes there is losing you all of these team fights and making you stagger, and is making your Genji so inefficient that is a little bit painful. And it's the same mistakes over and over again. This is also the reason I didn't do a part 2 of this video, right? Again, dashing here, it's okay. Again, you know, you're gonna get this Mercy right here and stuff like that, and it was amazing with the headshots and stuff like that. Your team was kind of separated by the wall, so in theory, the enemy team, the Pharah and the Zarya, could turn around on you in a second right now and kill you and stuff like that. Not gonna happen. But again, think about why you play, right? You're gonna get freeze tear, they dash away because the mace is bad and didn't kill you, right? But you need to start thinking way more about how and when you dash. This Zarya, now that's actually a common mistake. Now this is what I used to call ghost dashing. Now ghost dashing is something way different. I used to call this ghost dashing, and that is that a Genji wants to dash but doesn't have it off cooldown. So the enemy is so close down, so he's kind of spamming shift or dash or whatever your dash button is, and trying to get the kill. And then when he gets the kill, then he dashes, and then he puts dash off cooldown. I used to call that dead, like ghost dashing. Now I call it dead dashing or whatever I called it. But in general, you know, it's at least you got the Zarya. No reason to deflect there. You know that. I don't need to point that out to you, right? And right now you're staying on the card. This is actually really good because you are not chasing kills. What you're doing right now, you're just looking for anyone that wants to contest this card so you can help your team burst it with the dash that's coming up, right? And then you do, and you get that out of mech, and then that's round 2. But let's go overall what is kind of bad with you. So what your major problem is first of all, you don't actually jump, like, ever. It's okay to not jump with Genji if you are, you know, no one is really shooting on you. There's not really any big reason to jump, because then you have better aim. If you just stand on the ground, it's much easier to aim with Genji. That's fine. But in general, when you move out of spawn, and this is for overall, almost everyone, you should just jump. Just one jump. Just like jump all over the place. It makes it harder for you to scatter them, in general, harder for them to hit you. And it's just better to always jump than just run in a straight line. It makes it a little bit harder to get hit by random snipers and stuff like that. And a tracer that wants to one mag you, and in general like that. Now, you always try to flank, which you should not. You're not a flanker. That's the way that you play Genji. Is more the way that you should play Tracer. Be very irritating in the backline of the enemy team. You should stay way more with your main group than what you do right now, and try to get kills. Try to help your team get kills, and kill secure for your team, right? If the Zarya brings the D.Va out of mech, you can right click. You can do your right click or your secondary fire dash combo onto her and almost kill her solo, and then your team can kill secure for you, right? Or you can just kill the secure the baby D.Va for them. In general, you need to help your team way more in the team fight and help your team get kills with your dash, kill secure for your team, control high ground for your team, instead of going for all of these solo flanks and chasing the Mercy. And you, of course, using your dash as a DPS output, which I point out the entire thing. This is one of the worst thing you're doing. Use dash to either kill secure, to put you into a position where you can kill secure, so dashing onto a Zenyatta, which is all alone, just to close the gap so you can use your secondary fire close up and burst him fast, right? Then you use your dash because you know you can kill that Zenyatta and you won't die from the enemy team. So you need to use your dash way more to position yourself or to kill secure, not just to dash, just to dash. And especially with Blade, because this is what is messing up most of your Blade. You did understand that solo Blade onto the wrist, all that is bad, so therefore don't really need to point that out. But what you need to understand, when you blade normally, stop using your dash. Just walk up to people and cut them with the blade. If they then try to escape, then you can dash them because they have more overall mobility. Then you can use your dash to, you know, get back onto them and do the last finishing cut. And this that you had 3 blades. One you got 0 kills. The other one you got 1 kill with. And the third one, you got 2 kills, but 1 got res, so you actually got 1. So that's 3 blades and you got 2 kills on 3 blades. That's not above the average of what you should be getting, especially when there's no one contesting you. There was no stuns, there was no hooks, there was no like support ultimates like a Valkyrie that was just flying away from you, or a Transcendence or a drop beat or something like that. There was nothing like that that was really contesting your blades at all. So stop tunneling on the Mercy, rather just kill what you can kill. You need to be way more patient with your Genji, and just sit back, chill a little bit, throw some shurikens here and there, just play around, have a great time, and stop burning your dashes and stop tunnel visioning and all that. I hope this helped you, and I hope this helped, other Genjis to see this, to not burn your dashes and stay more with your team and stop flanking too much with him. If you do, then like and dislike if you didn't like it, and drop down the comments what do you think about this format. I still find it a little bit chaotic. I have all my notes down, but it's kind of hard to pause and then read my notes and then go back into it. So I want to hear what you guys want. Would you guys want it a little bit more slow paced than this? Right now I almost memorized my notes and then I spoke out of what I memorized. Did you learn from this? Did you not learn from this? I need feedback on this series, because I want to do coaching that is on the level of what I do with private coaching, but it's very hard without having someone to talk to. And I've been thinking about maybe just do private coaching on YouTube and then upload them here. But I'm not sure yet, and that's why I would love to hear you guys' feedback. Thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for supporting the channel. My name has been Jonal. As always, guys, stay positive and keep the enemy in your crosshair.